Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Stan, and I'm back again to talk about some more Magic the Gathering Old School killer decks. Now, the deck that I'm going to talk about today is called the Erhnamgeddon deck. This was actually the 5th most dominating deck of the Old School. This was a Type 2/standard deck that showed up around fall of 95 and lasted till about spring of 97. Now, taking a look at the recipe, if you can't tell, the Erhnamgeddon was basically a green and white control deck. It was slow, but it was steady. And if we learn anything from the tortoise and the hare, sometimes slow and steady can win the race. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the functionality. You pretty much start out by dropping those elves and the Fellwar stones so that you can build up your mana supply. Once you got enough mana, you go ahead and you drop a huge creature like the Erhnam Djinns. Now once you're comfortable in the resource department, you go ahead and you drop an Armageddon, which will pretty much clear all of the real estate off the table. You're going to be alright, because you have other sources of mana. But your opponent may be a little bit hurt. Now, while your opponent builds his forces back up again, all you have to do is just basically keep rolling in mana using the Fellwar stones and those elves, drop another big creature, pound away at your opponent, get another Armageddon, and clear away his real estate once again. Lather, rinse, and repeat as necessary. Now, in the meanwhile, you have the Zoran Orb and the Ivory Tower, which basically help the life flow coming in. And you got this other annoying yet very useful card called the Land Tax, which lets you weed through your deck, helping you to recover from the Armageddons that you drop, and or it'll strip out any unwanted lands that you don't need. Now, decks that usually revolve around the Erhnam Djinns and Armageddons, aka Erhnamgeddon decks, usually take a little bit of time to win. Sometimes a big creature can blow your opponent away in 5 turns if you're good at the luck of the draw. But usually, most matches are a bit more drawn out. Usually when your opponent runs out of ways to stop your creatures or counter your strategy, thus your opponent running out of ways to beat your ass. Very few decks have stood the test of time longer than the Erhnamgeddon. Even with key elements of the deck being restricted or banned or cycled out of tournament play, the basic form of the deck was pretty much constant. Now, from what I've seen, this deck strategy has survived losing the Land Tax, Swords to Plowshares, and even the Erhnam Djinns. But that doesn't matter. Wanna know why? Because as long as the Armageddon is still tournament legal, the cornerstone of this deck will always be a force to reckon with. And I said this once before. The land kill strategy is not going to go anywhere. Control deck strategies, Argo deck strategies, Blitz strategies, all of those particular deck strategies are not going to go anywhere. They are here to fucking stay. And speaking a little bit more about the land kill deck strategy, as long as the primary source for mana is land, this deck strategy is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Alright, that's pretty much all I gotta speak about on this deck. This is the Erhnamgeddon deck. Number 5 in the top 10 most dominating decks of the Old School. Go ahead and give it a shot and tell me how successful you were at it. You know how I love to hear from you guys. As always, I like to give props to all the source material. I'd like to thank all my fans, past, present, and future. And I'd like to thank you for watching. Please vote, comment, or subscribe. Anyway, I'm Stan. That's all for now.